The next step of the speech process is to plan and execute your presentation aid. While all of you will be using a presentation aid for the informative speech because it is required, I hope you will find it so beneficial that you elect to use one for the persuasive speech too. Using a presentation aid has many advantages. A PA can increase understanding. Think of your speech. Is there a certain aspect of it that is too complicated or technical and you can't imagine how you're going to explain it? If so, a presentation aid can help get your point across quickly and in an interesting manner. A good presentation aid will really stand out to your audience, and they will remember your speech long after you were done delivering it. A presentation aid can help show your listeners what you're talking about, and this can often be more important and more effective than simply telling them. If your presentation aid looks good, it can enhance your credibility because the audience can tell you spent a lot of time working on the speech. Not only is a presentation aid interesting, but it can help your delivery because it forces you out of autopilot and makes you interact with an aspect of your environment. In this day and age, when we think presentation aid, we think PowerPoint. In a business or classroom setting, PowerPoint can certainly be the best choice, but you may not have a projector or know how to display your presentation on your TV at home. It is seldom effective to show your audience a PowerPoint from your own computer screen because it can be hard for them to see it. So what should you do? Well, think about choosing another type of presentation aid. People can be presentation aids. Objects or models work well. Think about making an old-fashioned poster to show a graph, a sketch, a map, a chart, or a picture. If you go this route, consider making your poster with the aid of a copy shop like Kinko's or FedEx, so that you can make your charts, tables, and graphs on the computer and blow them up to fit your poster board. One thing to think through is that plain poster board is really flimsy and will not stand up well on its own. So you'll need to brace it in some way, or you will need to use something heavier, like foam board for your presentation. Be cautious about making handouts as a presentation aid, because passing them out during your speech can be really distracting for your audience. If you decide to make a PowerPoint, consult your text for some excellent pointers. As you make your presentation aid, make sure it is big enough for your audience to see. And make sure you practice with it so that you can handle it like a pro when you're up in front of the room. Accidents happen. Posters fall off easels. PowerPoints don't work. Overhead transparencies get seared, or you put them on the screen backwards. All of this is par for the course. And if you have a presentation aid failure, the important thing is to handle it smoothly and keep going. Make sure you have a backup plan in place in case your presentation aid meets with disaster. And make sure too that you cover up your presentation aid when it's not in use. And when your presentation aid is visible, it's a dynamic part of your presentation. This means that you shouldn't just flash it at the audience. Instead, you should interact with it and explain it to your audience. Then, when you're done with it, you should cover it up. Finally, make sure that your presentation aid is visual. Unlike this slide, it shouldn't be all text. Instead, you need to have some kind of visual component. As usual, remember to take this week's presentation quiz and have fun working on your speeches.